Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Committee Conference of ICMEC 2024. We are so delighted to join this forum at the Conference on Islam, Media and Communication, which will be held at the Faculty of Leadership and Management, University Science Islam, Malaysia, USIM. On behalf of my team, I'm doing a virtual presentation, and our paper's title is The Influence of Trust on Dayah Leaders Toward the Level of Student Trust on COVID-19 Vaccination in Aceh. Our team members, myself, RAHMAT SALEH, and also Dayah and Zakira Azman. We are representing Department of Communication, Syekh Kuala University, Aceh. Well, let's get started with the research background. No longer after the case of COVID-19 was declared in Indonesia, we found that Indonesian government having a problem which is not easy for Indonesian government to convince public for accepting COVID-19 vaccination program. Many issues come to the surface related to the rejection. And a similar issue also happened in Aceh with local government. But the condition in Aceh is unique, where we have Dayah. Dayah is one of the crucial focal points in the life of shaping public opinions and leading public confidence in issues or views. So in this context, the influence of Dayah leaders figures in convincing message about COVID-19 vaccination, we consider as an interesting phenomenon to be studied with scientific perspective. It also believed that using public opinion leaders will be an important strategy in growing public awareness to the importance of COVID-19 vaccination to end the COVID-19 chain, especially in Aceh. We may take a look to the sum of sample on media publication in Aceh. So a lot of billboard banners installed at strategic point to get people attention. And we know that many figures that use in this picture, in this billboard, they are famous public figures. And they are representing religious leaders that mostly come from Dayah institution. So our research questions in this research is there an influence of trust on Dayah leaders toward the level of student trust on COVID-19 vaccination in Aceh? And when we talk about research framework, it is based on the initial assumption that student trust on the COVID-19 vaccination program was influenced by the Dayah leaders. So it is also assumed that the method in communicating COVID-19 vaccination message, which wrap in religious explanations and proposition, will have a great impact on student trust. So that's why the trust of Dayah leaders in this research framework consists of 4 elements, which is first is benevolence, secondly is integrity, the third one is predictivity, and the last one is competence. So all of this will affect the level of student trust in COVID-19 vaccination. Next one, when we talk about the research methods, this research is using a quantitative approach where we use a questionnaire as an instrument of research. And we distributed directly all questionnaires to the location of research. And we involved 500 students, male and female, and the number of female and female is quite balanced. And it was conducted in 2 cities or agencies, Banda Aceh City and Aceh Besar Agency. We use cluster sampling and also stratified random sampling. And the data analysis using in this research is descriptive, analysis and inferential analysis. So data collection during this research, it was conducted in 5 Islamic boarding school or Dayah. Namely, first is Modern Islamic Boarding School, Tungkuchi Umardian Aceh Besar, and then Dayah Modern Ruhul Islam Anak Bangsa, Riyadh, Aceh Besar, Integrated Modern Islamic Boarding School Almanar, Aceh Besar, and Dayah Babun Najah in Banda Aceh, and the last one is Dayah Insafuddin, Banda Aceh. And now we will see the result of this research. So based on this pie chart of respondents, we can see that the history of vaccination in 5 selected Dayah, the majority of respondents have received doses 1 and doses 2 of COVID-19 vaccination. So the students who have received doses 1 and doses 2 vaccination reached about 46% of the total respondent, which means it's almost reached half of the total respondent. So this data shows that respondent participation in COVID-19 vaccination is quite high, basically. And only 17.4% of total respondents state that they had not received the COVID-19 vaccination at the time of the study was conducted. All right. But interestingly, based on the result of correlation tests, it was found that all variable X, which is integrity, consistency, competence, attention, and care, had a positive relationship with variable Y, which means trust in vaccination. However, the degree of strength of the relationship resulting from both variables, X and Y, is weak and moderate. This implies that student trust in vaccination is not only related to the leadership quality of their leaders, it can also be caused by relationship with other factors. And furthermore, we see that the hypothesis test was conducted to prove the initial assumption of the research. Hence, it was found that there was a significant influence of Dayah leaders on student trust toward COVID-19 vaccination with a significant value of 0.0. However, the influence of their leadership only contributed 40% to the trust of students to get the COVID-19 vaccination. So if we see that in the background earlier, it was explained that the message from the ulama in Aceh became one of the communication channels used by the government in increasing the COVID-19 vaccination rate in Aceh. However, this result of research shows that the influence of the message from ulama in this context, the Dayah leaders, shown to be low. So this indicates that there are other factors that contribute more to increasing student trust toward COVID-19 vaccination. We have a conclusion of this research. The first one, there is an influence from their leaders on student trust towards COVID vaccination, but the resulting influence is relatively small. Secondly, based on the result of correlation tests, HA is accepted. It shows that there is a relationship between the two variables, namely Dayah leaders variables and the Santri trust variable in COVID-19 vaccination. However, the resulting relationship is weak, namely the relationship between integrity, X1, and trust in vaccine, Y, is only 0.230, which means a weak relationship. And the last one, the resulting influence is also small, which is only 14%. This shows that there are other factors that affected variable Y or student confidence in COVID-19 vaccination. That's all the finding of this research. Hope that useful for the government for formulating their recommendation to improve the COVID-19 vaccination in the future. Thank you very much for your attention. I would like to close this presentation by saying that when we change the way we communicate, meaning that we change the society. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.